All right, y'all, we're going to take a look here, diagnose this Boudoir Facebook ad, see if it has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome. And BLCS, Boudoir low click syndrome, is when the unique CTR all, or Boudoir Facebook ad, is under 6%. So this means fewer than 6 out of 100 women are clicking somewhere on our Boudoir Facebook ad. And we care about that because that means if they click somewhere on it, they're not simply scrolling on by. And also, if they click somewhere on it, we know our ad has entered their brain, which means that's the only chance that we can get them to buy from us, is getting our ad into their brain. So we gotta get this number as high as possible. 6% is the minimum. If we got 6%, we got something super wrong. If we're under 6%, we got something super wrong. And that's because a unique CTR all under 6% is not normal. It's super common. I see it everywhere, but it's not normal. It's actually the symptom of a deeper root cause. And that deeper root cause are the 3 pre-click mistakes. We also know that a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with BLCS is a Boudoir low-click advertiser, a BLCA. And so we got building up our universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. We also know that BLCS is treated with Boudoir pre-click optimization, aka Boudoir Pico, and treatment takes about a week. And we invented this. Basically, we're going to leave the current ad, we duplicate it, and we apply treatment to the duplicated Boudoir Facebook ad. It takes about a week. Then after a week, we keep whichever one running is the one that has the best metrics. And it's always been the Boudoir Pico treated ad. So once treated with Boudoir Pico, we now have pre-click alignment, PCA. So we get rid of the 3 pre-click mistakes, we achieve PCA. And pre-click alignment activates Boudoir brain entry boost in our Boudoir Facebook ads. Basically, we got our unique CTR all above 6%. So our ad is going into more than 6 out of every 100 women's brains. And a Boudoir Facebook advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost is a dominant Boudoir advertiser, a DBA. So this is our full universe, a BLCS universe here. We got a BLCA with BLCS is caused by the 3 pre-click mistakes. Solution is easy. Boudoir Pico takes about a week. And then we can achieve pre-click alignment. And we become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir brain entry boost. Now, my residency went out there, found some Boudoir Facebook ads out in the wild, brought them back to the hospital. One of them, brought it back, tested it, found its unique CTR all was 4.3%. So that's under 6%, so we know that BLCS is present. And so we duplicated it, treated it with Boudoir Pico. Took about a week, got the unique CTR all up to 6.88%. So we found out the original was wasting 37% of ad spend. So if they're spending 10 grand on the original, now all they need to do is spend $6,300 a month on the Boudoir Pico treated ad, and in both scenarios get their ad into the same number of women's brains. So at $3,700 a month, they don't have to spend anymore. They can pocket it. It's kind of like a phantom bonus, an efficiency bonus, because they no longer have to spend it. So it's it's like $40K bonus over the next 12 months. And, don't need to, literally do not need to service any clients, literally no extra work. It's simply by eliminating the wasted spend. All right, second part of my residency, found a Boudoir Facebook ad at unique CTR all 1.39%. So we knew that BLCS is present because unique CTR all under 6%. So BLCS is present. So duplicated it, treated it with Boudoir Pico, took about a week, and got the unique CTR all up to 9.13%. So insanely good, much better. So we found out the original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 84% of its ad spend. So again, if they're spending 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, then, on the original, now they only need to spend 1.6 grand a month with the new Boudoir Pico treated ad and get their ads into the same number of women's brains, in both scenarios. So 8,400 wasted ad spend each month, eliminated, back in their pocket. It's literally like $100,000 bonus at the end of the next 12 months. And finally, had a patient, unique CTRL. He had 5.03%, so we know that BLCS was present. Did a lot more work with this one, treating it with Boudoir Pico. And it took about a week. And we found out that, so we went from 5.03%, so we know that BLCS is present. And then we got it up to unique CTRL 15.35%, which is insanely good. And found out he was wasting, his original Boudoir Facebook ad was wasting 67% of its ad spend. So if he's spending $10,000 a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, then, on the original, then all he has to do is now is spend $3,300 on the Boudoir Pico treated ad, and he gets his ad into the same number of women's brains in both scenarios. So literally he can stop paying that $6,700 a month, pocket that, and once he pockets that, he can actually, it's kind of like a phantom extra bonus every month. And at the end of it, it's like an $80,000 extra bonus. So the average Boudoir Facebook ad with BLCS, from what I've seen, is wasting about 50% of its ad spend. Since it's when, look at these numbers here. We got wasting 37% of ad spend, wasting 84% of ad spend, wasting 67% of ad spend. And you average these numbers, it's going to average between 50 to 60%. So, if they're spending more than $10,000 a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, then approximately $5,000 every single month is being wasted. We can eliminate that, put that back in the Boudoir photographer's pocket, literally every single month, approximately. And so at the end of 12 months, it's approximately $60,000 back in their pocket. They don't have to do any extra work for. So now we're coming here. Gonna see if this one has BLCS or if we believe it does. So we got the below creative cluster mistake here. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is that we believe we should follow what Facebook tells us to fill out. The consequence of this, though, is it causes way, way, way more women to scroll by our ad and not actually click, so our ad never gets into their brain. But Facebook likes that because it can serve more ads per unit time. But for us, we're wasting more money per unit time. We're getting less money per unit time. So that's why that's a mistake. Creative. All right, the creative looks like an ad, so it looks like an ad mistake. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is we believe our ad should look like ads because that's how newspaper ads have looked, magazine ads have looked, TV commercials have looked, and any other ad on Facebook, or basically any other one, or any other Boudoir Facebook ad on Facebook. They all look like ads. But again, BLCS is the most common thing I'm seeing. It's because everyone's making these same mistakes. So consequence of this, way more women are going to be scrolling on by, and our ads not entering their brain because people don't want to be sold to. Finally, got the See More headline up here. First 2 3/4 lines, Facebook mobile news feed. Tattooed beauties in the Vancouver area. Do you have tattoos that tell your story? All right, that is nice and specific. But we're literally wasting more than about half our space here because it's blank. So we got the lack of context mistake here. The false belief that caused us to make this mistake is that, we believe putting spaces, not being hyper specific. We are a little specific here, but not being hyper specific into who we're speaking to is the number one way to bring in clients. And that is 100% incorrect for Facebook social media advertising. And the consequence of this way more women that could be the perfect fit for our ad are scrolling right on by. Our ad is never entering their brain. Those women could have bought from us though. So looking at this, do we believe this Boudoir Facebook ad has BLCS, aka Boudoir low click syndrome? Yes, I do. So I believe its unique CTRL is under 6%. So about, approximately half its money is being wasted every single month. So if you're a BLCA with BLCS, a Boudoir low click advertiser with Boudoir low click syndrome, and you're spending more than 10 grand a month on Boudoir Facebook ads, and you're looking around at the market, you're seeing more Boudoir photographers enter the market every single day. You know, someone gets a new iPhone, all of a sudden they're throwing up a Google Maps profile saying they do boudoir photo shoots, or they get a new camera and they're, you know, they get a new camera and then they're posting the mom groups that they now do boudoir photo shoots. So it's basically more competition for the same number of buyers. So it's getting more competitive, more saturated out there in the marketplace, and so you're also seeing inflation and living costs, cost of living, taking that into account. So you've already been optimizing your business, trying to optimize, pull out more profit for ideally, less input, less work. Try to get a jump on all this and remain competitive. And you see Boudoir Pico can, save you approximately 5K in wasted Boudoir ad spend. Eliminate that. About half the ad spend being wasted, and eliminate that and put that 5K back in your pocket instead of the Zuck's pocket, and that'd be approximately 60K over the next 12 months. And so you want this outcome, and you also want to achieve pre-click alignment to become a dominant Boudoir advertiser with Boudoir Brain Entry Boost, because you need this to achieve that on your path to becoming the #1 boudoir photographer in your city. Then shoot me a DM, and well, I don't have any. My patient intake is closed right now, but shoot me a DM, and when my patient intake opens, so my DMs are closed, but patient intake's closed. But when my new patient intake opens, my DMs are open. Shoot me a DM, and we'll see if you qualify for the Boudoir Pico treatment.